Hello, my lovelies. Your girl has got you the ultimate guide to hot girl summer self-care. So if you are ready to beat the heat in style, if you want to stay and feel fresh all season long, I've got you. Now, I absolutely love summers. It is my favorite season, but what I don't love is the acne, the skin rashes, the stickiness, the hair fall, tanning, sunburn, and the bucket loads of sweat that also comes with the summer. So over the years, I have found so many different little hacks and solutions to beat all of these problems, and today I'm going to share them with you. These are all the sections that we're going to be covering in the video. So go ahead, hit subscribe if you are not already subscribed, and let's get started. We are going to start with skincare because so many of you keep asking me about my skincare. But first, the things that you should not be doing vis-a-vis your skincare. The first thing you shouldn't be doing is using alcohol-based toners or alcohol-based products in general, because alcohol is extremely drying. It strips your skin of natural oils and it breaks down your skin barrier so that it's not able to retain moisture. And that can be very, very damaging, especially in the summer, because you lose moisture as it is. So opt for toners that are mild, that are gentle, that can be cooling, and that also work for your specific skin type. I have oily combination skin, which is slightly acne prone. So this is the particular toner that I tend to use, and it has been working really well for me. The next thing that you shouldn't be doing is layering too many different skincare products together, especially if you don't know how the ingredients react with each other. Again, this really can mess up your skin barrier, and in summers it can be very difficult to repair it quickly because sun damage, so much heat, so much humidity, and it takes time for the skin to repair itself, and that can overall just mess up how your skin looks. So if something has been working for you, continue using that. And if you do want to include or incorporate newer skincare ingredients or products, try doing it one at a time instead of just changing your entire skincare routine all at once. And the third thing you don't want to be doing is those DIY anti-tan exfoliating things that people end up making in their kitchen. I once made a mask that I saw online and then I applied it, and it gave me this huge rash right here. Like my skin, I think, got very highly exfoliated or something like that happened, and then it took like 3 weeks for it to come back to normal. So I would not recommend doing it, especially using very harsh ingredients like lemon juice or vinegar or baking soda, because again, it messes up your skin's natural barrier, your natural pH, and it can take a lot of time to heal in the summers. Now coming to things you should be doing. The first is simplifying your skincare routine and using ingredients that are specifically formulated for your skin type. Like I said, I have oily combination skin with like this zone oily and acne prone, especially like hormonal acne, which happens during my PMS times. So I found that simplifying my skincare routine and just sticking to like the basic cleansing, toning, moisturizing routine works really well. I do this both morning and evening, just 2 times in the day. And in the morning, I also add sunscreen when I am stepping out of the house. It makes a lot of sense to use non-oily, non-comedogenic and like non-sticky products in the summers. Use hydrating products, but make sure that they're not necessarily butter or oil based, because that can end up clogging your pores a lot. So the ingredients that I stick to in the summers especially are 1, glycolic acid. This is the only active skincare ingredient that I use, and glycolic acid has always worked very, very well for my skin, and in summers it acts as a great exfoliant. I use this minimalist AHA BHA serum that you have to use like once in 15 days and just exfoliates all the dead skin, because there can be a lot of skin buildup in the summers. So you need a good exfoliator, and this one works really well for me. My toner also has a little bit of glycolic acid, a little bit of salicylic acid. So it actually helps like keep acne at bay without damaging my skin. The second ingredient that I love in summers and winters is niacinamide, which is a great like anti-inflammatory agent. It helps unclog your pores. It also helps repair the skin barrier, reduce fine lines, blemishes, hyperpigmentation, all of those things. It's like a hero ingredient, and I started using it last year, and since then I have found a lot of benefit from using niacinamide. So now I use products that contain niacinamide. The next two are hyaluronic acid and ceramides. Both of these are moisturizing agents. Hyaluronic acid basically is a humectant, which means it draws in moisture from the environment and just keeps your skin hydrated and plump, all of that. And ceramides help repair the barrier of the skin. So whenever you use active ingredients, it's a very, very good idea to use ceramides in your skincare routine, and I have fallen in love with them since I started using them last year. And right now, the skincare products that I'm using contain all of these ingredients. So this is my toner, this is my serum, and I am in love with this moisturizing range from Dahiya, which is my hyaluronic acid and niacinamide serum and the ceramide moisturizer. One more little thing that I want to add to this is tea tree oil, and just this tea tree oil from Body Shop. I don't know what this formula is. It is the best thing ever, and it is great for like spot correcting acne and just applying like around my hairline when I tend to get hormonal acne, or if I'm getting like because of an oily scalp, if I tend to get acne, just applying it on those areas and it works wonders. The next thing you should be doing in summers is protecting your skin from the sun, especially between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. when it is at its harshest. So yes, sunscreen 100% if you are stepping out. I am again in love with the Dahiya sunscreen because again, it is super lightweight, hydrating, nourishing, gel-like consistency. It is not super sticky, just dries out to be matte. I absolutely love it. But it's a little on the expensive side to be using on the entire body. So for my body, I end up using the LA Shield Gel Sunscreen. Lekin I feel like that's not enough. So when I'm stepping out, I always carry a cover up, which just covers my arms, my legs, if I'm wearing like a skirt or something or shorts. And this ensures that I'm physically protected from the sun's rays. I also carry a hat, and I also always have an umbrella in my bag to just ensure that I'm not in direct sunlight in the afternoon time. Coming from skincare to hair care. Now, while I am not very pro using your kitchen ingredients for skincare, I have found that certain ingredients actually work really well for hair care and scalp care in general. But whenever you are using like DIY, homemade, whatever, just make sure you make it fresh and use it there and then, because in summer things tend to go bad really quickly. And if you have issues like fungal dandruff or like fungal acne, using homemade products can actually make it crazier, so you might want to avoid that. But that being said, here are the masks that I tend to use in the summers. This is basically something I make, put it on my scalp, massage it in, leave it for about 25-30 minutes, and then wash it off. And this helps in like clarifying my scalp of all the product buildup that may have happened over the weeks, and it also just makes my hair really shiny and smooth. Now, speaking about washing your hair, you also want to use the right shampoo in summers, because during this time, due to the heat and the humidity, the hair is a lot more prone to damage, breakage, even hair fall. I experience a lot of hair fall when the season changes. So during summers, I obviously tend to switch up my hair care routine and use a mix of products that are clarifying, that prevent hair fall, and that are also nourishing at the same time, so that the heat and the humidity is actually not damaging my hair more than it already is. So Bblunt recently sent across their anti-hair fall range, and I have been trying it out these past couple of weeks, and it has definitely been working really well. I usually go in with the shampoo first, cleansing my scalp thoroughly. And then after most washes, I go in with the conditioner, let it stay for about 5 minutes, and then wash it off. But once a week, usually on the weekends, I will use their self-heating hair mask for deeper conditioning and nourishment. Now, this Bblunt range is enriched with pea protein, which is a powerhouse of protein and essential minerals that help rebuild the keratin and repair damaged hair. It also has caffeine, which helps nourish the hair and strengthen it from the root. So if you are facing hair fall issues, I would definitely suggest giving this a try. It claims to reduce hair fall by 93%, and you can use my code Adete 2024 to get 20% off on bblunt.com. You can also find their products on Amazon, Nykaa, and Flipkart. Another thing that is 100% definitely a part of my summer hair care kit is dry shampoo. Bblunt has a great dry shampoo. There's also Batiste. And if you don't want to spend money, or if you're concerned about the chemicals in dry shampoos, you can actually make it at home using arrowroot powder and cocoa powder. Because we have darker hair, cocoa powder just helps blend that together very well. From hair care, we come to body care and sweat and odor prevention. Starting off with body lotions. Now, please don't think that just because you sweat and you feel sticky in the summers, you do not need lotion. Like I mentioned, the heat causes your skin to dry up more. That is what actually causes it to become more oily and sticky in the first place. Lotions or like anything that's moisturizing is a must. I like lightweight lotions, and I especially like things with like lactic acid because they tend to work well with my skin. They tend to prevent acne, they also fade away like acne marks. I used to have a lot of acne, so lactic acid based products work really well. And there are two that I absolutely love. One is from Bblunt and the other one is from Sugandha. Both of them are very hydrating, very nourishing, but at the same time they're not sticky. They don't make me sweat a lot. They keep my overall body skin nourished, hydrated, feeling fresh throughout the day. So you might want to give it a try. Another benefit of using body lotions is that when you apply your perfumes or like your fragrances, it stays on for longer. So it really helps keep that fragrance locked in. The Sugandha one is non-fragrance, so this means that you can layer it up with any fragrance of your choice and it will not clash. So it makes you like feel fresh and smell fresh throughout the day. Speaking about staying and feeling fresh, next we come to sweat and body odor prevention. Sweat and body odor, I think, are two of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I cannot stand people who smell bad or who don't realize that their body odor is just making the entire place smell bad. And I never want to be the person who ends up going somewhere and having other people smell my body odor. So I'm very, very particular about smelling fresh and ensuring that my sweat also does not ruin my clothes or my outfits, all of that jazz, right? So the first thing you can do if you sweat a lot is actually incorporate glycolic acid into your routine. Wouldn't suggest doing this during the day because again, acid and sun, not a great combination. So instead, at night when you come back home, take a shower, and after you shower, so whatever crevices you have in your body, like which is under arms, behind your knees, or for women under their bust area, take glycolic acid on a cotton pad and just swipe it everywhere. And then over a period of time, it actually helps exfoliate the skin in those regions because वैसे भी बहुत ज़्यादा cleaning नहीं करते हैं बहुत सारे लोग उन areas का, and it slowly starts to reduce the body odor that comes from there because of bacterial buildup. I have personally found this super effective. It also actually reduces hyperpigmentation. So if you have dark underarms or if you have, dark areas on your knees or behind your knees or whatever, and you want to deal with that, trying out glycolic acid can be actually very helpful. If that doesn't work for you, you can also try witch hazel. That has worked for a lot of people. Personally, glycolic acid works really well for me and I have been using it for ages. Another thing you can try is using tea tree oil in your underarm region because tea tree oil is naturally antibacterial. So in the morning after I've showered, I will take like a few drops of my Body Shop tea tree oil and just apply it under my arms, and it actually prevents body odor for a really long time, and it also gives that like freshness, cooling feeling. So I really like that a lot as well. Finally, you come to deodorant. Now, I'm not a fan of commercial deodorants because they contain a lot of chemicals, and this area is like quite close to the bust and like the chest area, and there's a lot of lymph nodes in this area in general, and a lot of skincare ingredients do end up getting absorbed into the body. I actually use this roll-on deodorant from L'Occitane, which is very high quality. It has natural ingredients, does not have a lot of chemical load, and I have been using this for 5 years and my god, it is effective, right? One swipe before I step out of the house, body odor stays at bay. It keeps me feeling fresh for a really long time, and then I carry it with me wherever I go. So if in between I start to feel like there's been a lot of sweat or I'm just not feeling as fresh, I will go again to the washroom, just swipe it again, and then keeps me fresh for another few hours. Absolutely, hands down would recommend this product. Love it from the bottom of my heart. Okay, the next thing that I absolutely swear by are sweat pads. Now, these are like these thin cottony material pads that are massively available on Amazon from multiple different brands. You can take your pick. I love the P-Safe one. They have been launched recently. Before that, I was just ordering like the generic ones from Amazon. And sweat pads are such lifesavers, I cannot tell you. Especially if you're wearing clothes with like sleeves, if you are in an office and you want to prevent like stains of sweat in your underarms, you can just take these, peel these, stick them on your, the underarm area of your outfit, and they will catch all the sweat. So it will not end up leaking through to your outfit. And it's a boon, honestly, especially if you're going to, conferences, if you're going to places where you might have to wear clothes that make you sweat a lot. And the underarm area is just one place that you can use it. Ladies, you can actually stick these to your bras, and that catches a lot of your like underbust sweat. Extremely helpful. And if you're going to the gym, you can actually stick it to the insides of your tights, etc., and that catches a lot of sweat from there as well. So you don't end up leaving sweat stains on the equipment everywhere you're going. Just in general, it's helpful when you're working out. Another must do that I swear by is using menstrual cups instead of pads, especially in summers. Like I use them all year round, but especially in summers, I find that they keep that area generally drier as compared to when you're wearing pads or like period panties. Because again, you are just sitting in a lot of that moisture and that can be uncomfortable. It can just cause a lot of rashes. I know that pads cause rashes for a lot of people. So switching that up with menstrual cups is extremely helpful. And in addition to doing that, you can use panty liners with your menstrual cups when you're menstruating and even when you're not menstruating, because these can always be taken out, thrown away and replaced with another panty liner. What that does is it, one, absorbs the sweat in that area, absorbs the moisture in that area. And because in summer it tends to be a lot more moist, you can get yeast infections, and we want to avoid that at all costs, even when you're wearing cotton underwear. So I found that using panty liners just allows you to keep that area a lot more fresh. You can just take off the panty liner after a couple of hours, replace it with another one, and that just ensures that, you know, there's not any sort of infection thing happening down there. Another thing that I find extremely helpful is always carrying spare underwear in your bag. Again, because the groin area has a lot of like crevices and folds, etc., it can trap moisture very easily. That can lead to infections, and you don't want to do that. Also, it can feel weird if you're sitting in your own sweat. So just carrying spare underwear can really help you with that. Another thing that I absolutely swear by is carrying wet wipes with me wherever I go. I know they're not the friendliest thing for the environment, but in summers, they are extremely helpful for preventing like fungal acne, preventing bacterial infections, especially in your folds. Whenever I have to go in, you know, and reapply my deodorant, for example, I will wipe everything down with a wet wipe, and that just removes all of that bacterial buildup, makes me feel fresh. If you have to change your underwear in a situation, you can use wet wipes to just wipe down there and then do that, and that actually leaves you feeling fresh. And this also means that if you're in unsanitary conditions, you actually don't have to use unclean water or have to rely on an outside source just to ensure that, you know, you are clean. So they are absolutely a must-have in my summer kit. Speaking of summer kits, create a portable summer self-care kit that you can carry with you everywhere. It just takes one pouch and you can fit all of these things in that. And I think this is the best hack that I have ever done. I have my summer kit. All of the things that I just mentioned are in it, and I always carry it with me wherever I go. So this ensures that I am never caught off guard in a situation where I'm like, pasine se maut ho rahi hai. So the things that I include in this are wet wipes, sanitizer, spare underwear, my sweat pads, my panty liners, deodorant, sunscreen, face mist, and blotting sheets. Oh, I forgot to talk to you guys about blotting sheets before. Blotting sheets are another summer skincare, self-care go-to because I do a lot of shooting. I have to put on makeup when I'm going outside, when I'm shooting, etc. Blotting sheets are so friggin' handy. You just pat. It, you know, soaks up all of the excess oil, does not smudge your makeup. The gubbed ones are really nice, and it actually just makes your face feel fresh without you having to wash it or remove your makeup and reapply it. It's helpful even if you've not applied makeup, honestly. But if I've not applied makeup, I will actually go in with like a wet wipe or a face mist and wipe my face with like a tissue. But if I have applied makeup, blotting sheets are like... Next, we come to overall healthcare during the summer season. 1, wear loose, breathable fabric. Cotton is, of course, a go-to. Very light silk can also do the job. Avoid polyester, avoid things that stick to your skin because, again, trap moisture. If you are somebody who's prone to skin rashes from moisture, it can make them a lot worse. So wearing breathable clothes is like a no-brainer. The second thing you want to do is stay hydrated. Of course, another no-brainer. Drink water, yes. But one thing that I really like to do in summers, because you're constantly having that urge to drink something, is having a lot of different drinks prepared and kept in my fridge. So there's, of course, iced coffee. Iced coffee is not the most hydrating thing, but I love coffee. So iced coffee is there in my fridge always. I am drinking it currently as well. Another thing I have in my fridge always is chaach. There's coconut water. There is iced tea without sugar. All of these things are without sugar. I don't tend to consume sugary drinks because they can actually be dehydrating and then cause the opposite effect. That's not what you want. You can also like do fruit infused water if that's your jam. Just like put cut fruits in water, keep it in the fridge. but make sure you consume it the same day because गर्मियों में सामान बहुत जल्दी खराब होता है and that's not what you want. Another thing you should consider doing in summers is increasing your vitamin C intake. Just drinking more nimbu pani, eating seasonal fruits and vegetables. And what this does is it boosts hydration internally, right? When you drink water, a lot of that water is just, going out of the system. You sweat it out, you pee it out, all of that jazz. Vitamin C just helps internally keep you more hydrated. It also boosts immunity, and vitamin C is so good for the skin. I also take vitamin C supplements, so if you feel like you're not getting enough vitamin C from your diet, from your food that you're eating and the water that you're drinking, like the drinks that you're drinking, consider supplementing as well. That can be really helpful for how glowy your skin is during the summers. Another thing you guys want to keep in mind is safe food handling and eating practices, which means prepare most of your food fresh if possible in summers, because again, like, India is a hot country and things go bad really quickly. Just the other day I forgot my dahiya outside and it's gone now. And if you keep something outside for very long, smell it or either reheat it and recook it very well before you eat it. Avoid eating outside in places which has a lot of crowd, which is out there in the open, that can lead to stomach infections. They are extremely common, as you guys know, in summers. So all of those basic hygiene things that you should keep in mind, and always wash your hands before you eat. And that is why I carry sanitizer and wet wipes also when there is no access to water. At least that's something that you can use. One of the reasons that summer is my favorite season is because there's a lot more daylight than nighttime, and I love sunlight. I love bright days. And summer also allows you to basically reset your body clock more easily. I find that in winters, I'm very lazy, very lethargic. I'm not able to just build any new habit that I want to. So one tip that I have for you in summers is, if you're trying to build a new habit, try doing it in the summer season, because I feel that our body just adjusts a lot better to this season. For instance, if you're trying to wake up earlier, it's a lot easier to do in summers than in winters. And you can set your alarm for 15 minutes earlier. You can sleep with your blinds open, and that just makes you feel like you can do it a lot better. And another thing that you should consider doing is nighttime walks, because the weather is cooler. You can get your steps in this way. You also can go for a walk after dinner, and it just helps you become fitter and incorporate 2 healthy habits in your routine starting now, so that by the time winter comes, you're already set. So those were my top summer self-care tips. Now, if you have watched till this point, I want you to go ahead and comment with a tip that you have that other people might not know, and let's make this comment section full of tips that we share with each other and help each other beat the summer heat in style and stay fresh all season long. And don't forget to check out this video next, because YouTube says you are going to love it. And I'm going to see you guys very soon in the next one. Bye.